Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so happy you're able to join me this morning so that we can dive right back into the Word and pick back up where we left off. In Exodus, my husband is joining me this morning. Say hi. And so we're going to pick right back up where we left off in Exodus. So go ahead and go get your swords. Get your pens, your papers, your notebooks, your drinks, whatever it is that you need to study. And we're going to pick back up where we left off at. So when we last were together, we left off at chapter 2, where the Most High hears the cries of the children of Israel, right? Because they're now in bondage in Mitzrayim. And he hears their cry, and he remembers the covenant the promise that he had made to them through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? AKA Israel. And so the Most High hears the children of Israel, and he hears their groans and he hears their cries. Okay, so we're going to pick back up at chapter 3. Exodus chapter 3. And Moshe was shepherding the flock of Yethro, his father-in-law, the Kohen of Midian. And he led the flock to the back of the wilderness and came to Horeb, the mountain of Elohim. And the messenger of Yahuwah appeared to him in a flame of fire from the midst of a bush. And he looked and saw the bush burning with fire, but the bush was not consumed. And Moshe said, "Let me turn aside now and see this great sight, why the bush does not burn." And Yahuwah saw that he turned aside to see. And Elohim called to him from the midst of the bush and said, "Moshe, Moshe." And he said, "Here I am." And he said, "Do not come near here. Take your sandals off your feet, for the place on which you are standing is Kodesh ground," which means holy. And verse 6, and he said, "I am the Elohim of your father, the Elohim of Abraham, the Elohim of Yishak, and the Elohim of Yaakov." And Moshe hid his face, for he was afraid to look at Elohim. And Yahuwah said, "I have indeed seen the oppression of my people who are in Mitzrayim, and I have heard their cry because of their slave drivers, for I know their sorrows. And I have come down to deliver them from the hand of the Mitzrites, and to bring them up from that land to a good and spacious land, to a land flowing with milk and honey, to the place of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. And now, see, the cry of the children of Israel has come to me, and I have seen the oppression with which the Mitzrites oppress them. And now, come, I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people, the children of Israel, out of Mitzrayim." Praise Yah. You see that verse right there, verse 10, where he says, "My people, the children of Israel."
And not even just that, though. When the Most High just said that I'm here to free them out of captivity.
Yes.
There only was a certain type of people just in this country, this world that we living in, this earth, who were in captivity for a very, very, very long time. So it's kind of it's basically direct when he says that.
Yes.
You just have to do the math and find out what he's talking about. But come on, man, you've been in It don't take social study classes to get who he's talking about.
Yes.
To understand.
Yes.
It's clear as day.
Yes, anyway. It is. Verse 10, "And now, come, I am sending you to bring my people, the children of Israel, out of Mitzrayim." And Moshe said to Elohim, Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh, that I should bring the children of Israel out of Mitzrayim? And he said, because I am with you, and this is to you the sign that I have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Mitzrayim, you are to serve Elohim on this mountain. And Moshe said to Elohim, see, when I come to the children of Israel and say to them, the Elohim of your fathers has sent me to you, and they say to me, what is his name? What shall I say to them? And Elohim said to Moshe, I am that which I am. And he said, thus you shall say to the children of Israel, I am has sent me to you. And Elohim further said to Moshe, thus you are to say to the children of Israel, Yahuwah, Elohim of your fathers, the Elohim of Abraham, the Elohim of Yishak, and the Elohim of Yaakov, has sent me to you. This is my name forever, and this is my remembrance to all generations. Go, and you shall gather the elders of Israel together, and say to them, Yahuwah Elohim of your fathers, the Elohim of Abraham, of Yishak, and of Yaakov, appeared to me, saying, I have indeed visited you, and seen what is done to you in Mitzrayim. And I say, I am bringing you up out of the affliction of Mitzrayim to the land of the Canaanite, and the Hittite, and the Amorite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite, to a land flowing with milk and honey. And they shall listen to your voice, and you shall come, you and the elders of Israel, to the sovereign of Mitzrayim, and you shall say to him, Yahuwah Elohim of the Ebrim has met with us. And now, please let us go 3 days' journey into the wilderness to slaughter to Yahuwah our Elohim. Verse 19, but I know that the sovereign of Mitzrayim is not going to let you go, not even by a strong hand. And I shall stretch out my hand and smite Mitzrayim with all my wonders, which I shall do in its midst. And after that, he shall let you go. And I shall give this people favor in the eyes of the Mitzrites. And it shall be that when you go, you shall not go empty-handed. But every woman shall ask from her neighbor and from the stranger in her house objects of silver and objects of gold and garments, and you shall put them on your sons and on your daughters, and shall plunder the Mitzrites. Wow.
That's amazing, because the Most High just said that they're going to be rich when they leave.
Yes.
This land of captivity.
Yes.
Their land of captivity, they're going to be rich.
Yes. It's amazing. Like the Most High has said so much to Moshe. He's like, you're gonna go. You're gonna gather all the elders, and you're gonna tell them that I sent you. And they're going to listen to you when you tell them that I sent you. And then you're gonna go to Pharaoh, and you're gonna tell him that I sent you. And he's not gonna listen.
And then I'm gonna start bringing wonders.
Correct. I'm going to have to show myself. I'm going to have to show myself to this land. And only by my wonders, only by his wonders are they going to listen. After he shows his wonders in the midst of the land, only then are they going to let his people go.
Yeah, but what's amazing about that is as well too, first of all, chapter 3 is the introduction.
Yes.
Moshe to the Most High Yahuwah. That's the introduction. And as soon as the Most High has introduced himself to Moshe, yes. Moshe had a job to do.
Yes.
And then Moshe was like, how they gonna listen to me? What I'm supposed to say? What I'm gonna tell them?
Right.
and he said, I am who I am. And at the
Yes.
same time, he didn't say tell him that the God sent you. Like everything is so precise that tell him
Yes.
the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov. That's particular. He
Correct.
didn't just say God because it would have been any God. It was probably
Correct.
sure it was many gods,
Yeah, you know, back then they had
many.
many gods that they worshipped, and gold and silver and wood and the sun goddess and the moon goddess. They were in the land of the pagans. They had many
Even to this day,
gods.
yeah, real talk.
Um,
That's yeah.
so he was very
Gotta be
specific.
precise. Yeah, very precise. Yeah.
The Elohim of Abraham, Yishak, and Yaakov. And he said that verse 18, Yahuwah, Elohim of the Hebrew.
Of the Hebrew.
Very specific. Because at this point in time in the scriptures, the Most High Yahuwah was the Elohim of the
It
Hebrews.
is.
And still is, right? But at this point, like we just stated, the other nations served other gods. They had their own other
They
gods that
existed.
they
Yeah.
served. Yahuwah, Elohim, was the God of the Hebrews,
And that
right?
goes
So,
even that even goes even to this day though, when because
yes,
people think that we all don't serve the same Elohim. Some people so
unfortunately.
you gotta be so precise even when they say, "Oh, praise God." You don't know. You don't know particularly who they talking to. The Most High just give a clear example.
Yes,
I am who I am. I am the Elohim of
yes,
Isaac, Abraham, Yishak. So that
yes,
God you said you serve, is he the God of these three men?
right,
Is he the God of Yashariel?
yes,
Is he the God who's I am, who I say I am? Is he him?
yes,
'Cause if not, we ain't serving the same God.
right,
Sorry, Brody.
right. And on
Sorry,
that note,
sissy.
be very careful, who you allow to pray over you, and
Fact.
who you allow to speak
That's real
over
talk,
you and your
bro. Yeah,
family
that's
and
real
your
talk.
life,
Yeah, real talk.
because it's very important that they are praying to the one and only true God, the Elohim of Abraham, Yishak, and Yaakov, the Elohim of the scriptures, and not these other
Or
deities
even Satan
and
himself.
entities um, that people worship knowingly and unknowingly, right? So they have to acknowledge, yes, I am serving the Elohim of Abraham, Yishak, and Yaakov, the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? For those that are using, the English translations of their names. But it's very important that you are specific, because the Most High was specific, period. He didn't say, tell them the El sent you. Tell them the El Shaddai sent you. Tell them God sent you. He didn't say that. He said, tell them Yahuwah Elohim of Abraham, Yishak, and Yaakov sent
That's
you.
right.
Very specific.
Yeah. And yeah, not only is it very specific, it's scripture that states that there are other gods besides the one, the true and living God.
Yeah.
Like the Most High says, 2 Corinthians 4:4, when the Most High says, "But the God of this world
Yes.
has blinded those." So there is a God of this world, and He has blinded those who don't believe.
Because people look at these deities as gods, because we know there's only one true Elohim, only one true God. But these people, the synagogue of Satan, um, they look at these other deities as gods. People look at
Even when you,
themselves as
I'm about to
God.
say, even you
You
look in
ever
the
met
mirror.
someone that say that I am God? No, you're not.
I have that
But
before.
people think that they're God,
Mm-hmm.
People think that the sun is the God. People say the universe, right? People worship money. People think that because they have money and wealth that they're above all, that they are God, you know. knowledge and science. People think they give praise to all these things and they remove the Most High. And they think that these things are God. They think that they're God.
And yeah, so you can keep going on and on.
Yeah,
You
you
won't finish
can.
this chat. You won't finish at all. But the reason why those people who are a certain type of people, why they was held in bondage, held in captivity, because they broke the Most High's covenant. They disobeyed His
Well, we're
laws
not
and His
going fast. We're not
commandments.
going fast. We're
I
going
know,
to slow
but they
down.
worshipped other gods.
They did.
That's the whole point. They worship other
They
gods.
did. And we're going to read that. Honey is moving forward in Exodus, but we are going to read that and we are going to learn that. Chapter 4. And Moshe answered and said, and if they do not believe me, nor listen to my voice, and say, Yahuwah has not appeared to you? And Yahuwah said to him, what is that in your hand? And he said, a rod. And he said, throw it on the ground. So he threw it on the ground, and it became a serpent. And Moshe fled from it. And Yahuwah said to Moshe, reach out your hand and catch it by the tail. So he reached out his hand and seized it, and it became a rod in his hand. So that they believe that Yahuwah Elohim of their fathers, the Elohim of Abraham, the Elohim of Yishak, and the Elohim of Yaakov has appeared to you. Wow. There he goes again, right? Very specific. And also, you see how the Most High tells Moshe, throw that rod on the ground, and it became a serpent, and Moshe fled from it. And then the Most High says, now reach out your hand and catch it by the tail. So he did, and he seized it, and it became a rod in his hand. You know, this scripture right here, it tells me that the Most High has given us authority to, he has given us authority over Satan. He has given us authority over the serpent, right? We don't have to be afraid of the enemy. We don't have to fear him. We have authority over him. All we have to do is reach out. All we have to do is turn to the Most High, and he gives us authority to seize the enemy, to take hold of him, to control him. Verse 6. And Yahuwah said to him again, now put your hand in your bosom. And he put his hand in his bosom. And when he took it out, and see, his hand was leprous like snow. So here you see that when Moshe removed his hand from his bosom, it was leprous like snow, meaning it was white like snow, right? So obviously, Moses was of a darker skin, because the whiter skin, like snow, was leprous, right? Verse 7. And he said, put your hand in your bosom again. So he put his hand in his bosom again, and drew out of his bosom, and see, it was restored like his other flesh. And it shall be, if they do not believe you, nor listen to the voice of the first sign, that they shall believe the voice of the latter sign. And it shall be, if they do not believe even these two signs, or listen to your voice, that you shall take water from the river and pour it on dry land. And the water which you take from the river shall become blood on the dry land. And Moshe said to Yahuwah, O Yahuwah, I am not a man of words, neither before nor since you have spoken to your servant, for I am slow of speech and slow of tongue.
He had a speech impediment.
Yeah, Moshe had a speech impediment, and he's telling the Most High, I'm not a man of many words. because I am slow of speech and slow of tongue. And Yahuwah said to him, who has made man's mouth? Okay. Or who makes dumb or deaf, or seeing or blind? Is it not I, Yahuwah? I'm telling you, there's nothing that doesn't belong to him. Okay? And now go, and I shall be with your mouth and teach you what to say. But he said, O Yahuwah, please send by the hand of whom you would send. I'm sorry, let me read that again. But he said, O Yahuwah, please send by the hand of him whom you would send. And the displeasure of Yahuwah burned against Moshe. And he said, is it not Aaron the Levite, your brother? I know that he speaks well. And see, he is also coming out to meet you. And when he sees you, he shall be glad in his heart. And you shall speak to him and put the words in his mouth. And I am with your mouth and with his mouth, and I shall teach you what to do. And he shall speak for you to the people, and it shall be that he shall be a mouth for you, and you shall be an Elohim for him. And take this rod in your hand, with which you shall do the signs. So Moshe asked for helps, right? He still doesn't have confidence that the Most High is going to give him the words to say and give him the confidence to speak. So the Most High, he's displeased with Moshe for not trusting in him. He's like, is Aaron the Levite your brother? Okay, I'm going to send him to join you. He speaks well. You tell him what to say, and I'll be with the both of you. Verse 18. Then Moshe went and returned to Yether, his father-in-law, and said to him, please let me go and return to my brothers who are in Mitzrayim to see whether they are still alive. And Yethro said to Moshe, go in peace. And Yahuwah said to Moshe in Midian, go, return to Mitzrayim, for all the men are dead who sought your life. So Moshe took his wife and his sons and put them on a donkey, and he returned to the land of Mitzrayim. And Moshe took the rod of Elohim in his hand. And Yahuwah said to Moshe, as you go back to Mitzrayim, see that you do all those wonders before Pharaoh, which I have put in your hand. But I am going to harden his heart, so that he does not let the people go. And you shall say to Pharaoh, thus said Yahuwah, Yisrael is my son, my firstborn. So I say to you, let my son go to serve me. But if you refuse to let him go, see, I am killing your son and your firstborn. And it came to be on the way in the lodging place that Yahuwah met him and sought to kill him. And Sepharo took a sharp stone and cut off the foreskin of her son and threw it at Moshe's feet and said, you are indeed a bridegroom of blood to me. So he let him go. Then she said, you are a bridegroom of blood because of the circumcision. So here you see Moshe listens to the Most High. He gathers his wife and sons, puts them on the donkey. He heads to Egypt to reveal the Most High's message to Pharaoh. He stops at a lodging place on the way, and Yahuwah had intended on killing Moshe at this point. And this is because Moshe's son hadn't been circumcised at this point. And remember, that was a requirement of the Most High, that all of the males be circumcised, so that thank you, honey, all the male children of Israel be circumcised, because that was the Most High's covenant with the children of Israel, that through that circumcision, he knew that you belonged to him. That was his requirement at this point, at this time, for his people. And so Moshe's wife, in verse 25, you see she took a sharp stone, cut off the foreskin of her son, and threw it at Moshe's feet, and says, "You are indeed a bridegroom of blood to me." And verse 26, so he let him go. And that's Yahuwah letting Moshe go, letting him continue on with the assignment that he gave him. Verse 27, and Yahuwah said to Aaron, "Go to meet Moshe in the wilderness." And he went and met him on the mountain of Elohim and kissed him. Moshe then told Aaron all the words of Yahuwah, who had sent him, and all the signs which he had commanded him. And Moshe went with Aaron and gathered together all the elders of Israel. And Aaron spoke all the words which Yahuwah had spoken to Moshe. Then he did the signs before the eyes of the people, and the people believed. And they heard that Yahuwah had visited the children of Israel, and that he had looked on their affliction, and they bowed their heads and did obeisance, meaning they were obedient. And so we're going to stop here. This is a good place for us to stop in our reading for today. And so as you see, because Moshe's wife had helped Moshe correct his wrong by circumcising their son, right? He was able to continue on in his assignment for the Most High, meeting up with Aaron and gathering the elders of Israel. And so, this is a strong indicator to you that, and this is a strong indicator for me too, that you have to be in alignment with the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. Period. There's no exception. It doesn't matter how good of a person you are and the good works that you're doing. And, even if it's with good intentions, right? Here you see Moshe, he is headed to Egypt to do the Most High's will. And the Most High had almost killed Moshe because he had not circumcised his son like he had ordered him to, and so it's, you can't pick and choose what laws, statutes, and commandments you're going to follow. He requires us to follow all of them. That's just his standard for his people. He has a standard for his people, and you have to uphold it. So if you find yourself, dealing with something, that you just can't overcome, right? Go back to his word, reevaluate you and, your life and what you're doing. There's something that's out of alignment with his word. There could be something that you're overlooking, something that you're missing, that is out of alignment. It could be that one thing that's preventing you to excel forward to where the Most High is trying to take you. There's a stumbling block there. Just like Moshe had a stumbling block in his way. And, through his wife, he was able to remove that stumbling block and move forward in the Most High's will. So we are to evaluate ourselves and make sure that we don't have any stumbling blocks
Right.
that we're overlooking, that
Right.
we missed, right? So that it doesn't prevent us from moving forward in the Most High's will. So,
Right.
if you, as you go about your day today and you reflect on the word and what we've read, just keep that in mind. Just think about those things.
What's
Are there?
standing in your way?
Yeah.
Think about that. What's standing in your way? What's standing in
Mm-hmm.
your way? Because if you take a couch and you put a couch in front of the door, the front door, you can't get out of the front door until you remove the couch. Either you're gonna step over the couch, or you're gonna hurdle over it, I should say, or you're gonna push it out your way. But you're not gonna be able to get out of the door until you remove that stumbling block that's in
Mm-hmm.
front of you. And that door is the blessing that opens up uh, opportunities from the Most High. I ain't talking about
Yes.
financial opportunities. I'm talking about blessings of opportunity that the Most
Yes.
High has for you, and you got that. You got that object in front of the door. You cannot get through the door until you remove that object that's in front of
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Those are the stumbling blocks, and these are they look physical, of course,
Mm-hmm.
but to the Most High, these are spiritual stumbling blocks
Right.
that are in front of you.
Right.
It's not flesh. It's not
Correct.
physical.
Correct.
Even though it is physical objects
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. It could be something, it
or
could be
person.
an emotion that you're holding on to that you need to let go. You need to
Bitterness.
forgive.
Yeah.
You need to repent. You need to,
Say sorry.
yeah,
Apologize.
apologize. There's something,
Own
there's
it.
something in the way that you're not aware of, right? It could be an attitude. It could be a personality trait. Um, it's something. There's a stumbling block. There's something in your way. It could be a it could be
It
a,
could be
a
that.
vice that you're struggling
Yeah.
with, right?
Yeah.
You're addicted to a reality TV show. I don't know. It could be something. There's a stumbling block
Yeah.
that is in the way.
And it also could be that man you laying in the bed with, knowing that's not your husband,
It could be
or
that.
that woman that you laying in that bed with, and you know that's not your wife.
Mm-hmm.
You're not married.
Mm-hmm.
You laying in the bed with her playing house.
Mm-hmm.
Get him out of that bed.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, move forward.
Yep.
That could be what it is.
That could be what it is. So we're gonna stop
Unfortunately.
here, beautiful people. Not gonna hold you any longer. As always, it was a pleasure just coming on the platform and studying the word with you, and just sharing, wisdom and knowledge that the Most High pours into us with one another. Um, please share your thoughts in the comments.
What stumbling block you have in your way?
Yeah, what stumbling block
Do you
do you have in your way, or
be
you know,
honest?
that any of us may have in our way, right? Drop them in the comments. Give us all some food for thought. So that, because we should be holding each other accountable. As the Most High's people, we are to uplift each other and hold each other accountable. So hold us accountable, okay? Until the next time when we reconvene, I love you, and I pray that your day is as beautiful as our morning
May the
has
Most High
been.
richly bless you. Later.
Bye.